Alright, hi guys. So welcome to the post Game Week 2 video. I know that I'm a bit late. Today's Thursday and obviously I would like to get the video done 1-2 days after all the fixtures have been done. So Tuesday or Wednesday. But I've just been a bit busy. So let's just get started with the results from Game Week 2. So Man United Villa, like I said, I didn't see one team getting thrashed in this game. I did say either it will be a draw or one team will just edge it out by a goal, and that's what exactly happened. A really good goal, Mata played well for that goal, and I think Villa were a bit unlucky, because I think they had a clear penalty with the Richards thing, and someone who's got Richards and Sinclair in their fantasy team, um, that was obviously not ideal for me for my points, but at the end of the day, may not have won. Um, in terms of the bonuses, Mata getting free, that's no surprise. He had a good game. And with Di Maria gone, it's kind of a shift because at the start, when Van Gaal um, took the reins at Man United, he obviously preferred Di Maria to Mata pretty much. But that changed, and I think rightly so, because Mata is a top performer. At Chelsea, he was a very good player even before at Valencia, and I just think that he's just someone that needs time. If you look at his record, it's pretty good. Even goals and assists. And for Yanizar to get the goal, I mean, he didn't play for that long, maybe just near an hour, but a good goal, and yeah, so a good win for Man United for sure. And obviously they won the Champions League game, qualifying against Club Brugge, 3-1, and obviously Depay had a very good game. Although he missed a few chances, that's fine. He obviously the two goals that he scored were really good goals. So Man United obviously have made a winning start, and they versed I think Newcastle home next. So yeah, this game was definitely a surprise. Southampton, Everton. I honestly didn't see Everton winning this game for some reason. I mean, yeah, I could see them winning, but I actually I saw them conceding though. To see them keep a clean sheet away at Southampton, that's quite surprising. But then again, Southampton, they weren't really up for it, and Everton definitely were. And I was talking in my one of my videos when I was suggesting players from each team, and Barkley was one of the midfielders that I was kind of strongly promoting. He's someone I actually had for a very small time last year, actually, as well, and even the years before that. And I do think he's a player who can flourish in this league and just needs more time. Lukaku's made a good start to the season, and but I still think Everton have got tough fixtures coming up, and um, someone I think people should be a bit tentative before getting them because okay, yeah, they beat Southampton away, but they've still got some really tough games coming up, and um, it's not that wise to get Everton players. But then again, you know what? Maybe this season might be a good season for Everton. Who knows? I just maybe I'm basing my thoughts a lot on last season, but an important win. Stones, I think, rejected a £30 million offer, so that's interesting to see where that will go. And if it does go, how the Everton recruit, because they will obviously have to replace. Stones is part of the first team. But either way, a great win for Everton. But I do expect Southampton to come back. They've got some decent fixtures. I heard about Mane and Manchester United, but Southampton look very adamant that they don't want to sell. With Spurs and Stoke, I think this is a very bad result for Spurs actually, because had they come back to draw, I think the fans might have been like, okay, yeah, at least we didn't lose the game. But hey, you're winning 2-0, and any side that aspires to be in the top four or finish high on the table cannot drop a two-goal lead the way they did. And credit to Stoke, because I still think they're good. I think they're a really good side actually, and I think with Shaqiri in the fold now, and the Bojan coming back, they potentially could be a team that will flourish once they've got the whole chemistry thing, embedded in their team. But Spurs will be disappointed, no doubt. And Ericsson getting free bonus. I mean, he had a good game, I guess, but I don't think the free bonus maybe was a bit fortunate, maybe excessive. But either way, yeah, I mean, end of the day, it's a good win. Sorry, a good point for Stoke, because when you're 2-0 down away in the Premier League, to come back 2-2, it's always a very good result for any team. So, yeah. In terms of the Sunderland and Norwich game, now, Sunderland in terms of my team, I honestly thought Dick Advocaat would change things around, bring back O'Shea, and obviously he wouldn't want to concede 3 or more goals, but clearly, he sticked to his same defensive back four, and at the end of the day, that backfired again to no surprise. Because I don't think Coates and Kabul are good enough. They're horrible together, and there's Coates he goes to the player far too much. He doesn't know how to hold back, and Kabul he's getting paced by players who haven't got pace. That's like, how does that work out for you? So I think it was a Whitaker one where he just went past him. Like he's meant to really do better than that. But either way, Norwich great win. So yeah, credit to Norwich. I actually had Houlihan in my team, but I'll explain that after. A bit disappointing that I didn't get his points, but a good win. And yeah, even Redmond getting the goal. He scored in both games now. Brady, someone they bought from Hull, he's a pretty good player with crosses and stuff, set piece taker. So he's a player worth having. It's a player worth looking at. But I do think Sunderland will bounce back. Whether that's you know a manager change, I think that's a bit too far because it's still very early in the season. I just think it's about the personnel, picking the correct starting 11, and Dick Advocaat. Let's give him credit. Before he had quite a good defense regime, in the end part of last season. He definitely showed that he has credentials as a manager defensively, but I think he needs to kind of work on that right now because maybe he's thinking, well, because he bought Kabul for like £3 million from Tottenham, okay, he needs to be my first team player. That's not how it works. If someone's not good enough, you did go frankly on the bench, and someone else has to deputise. I've also seen a lot of Sunderland fans complain about, spending and stuff and this and that. To be honest, Sunderland have bought players, and they've bought they've been buying players. But Sunderland, it's just more like have they just bought players wisely enough? Like, have they really got quality players in? And that's something that I would think is the main problem with Sunderland. It's the recruitment sometimes. But either way, Lenz has actually got 2 assists, one from each game week. So he's been collecting points. And obviously Sunderland, I do think they have some funds. I mean, obviously they sold Connor Wickham. So it'd be interesting to see what kind of business they do to the end of the season. But Norwich, great win. And I think if they sort everything out, they are a decent team. Swansea, Newcastle, no surprise. I think I called this very early on that I didn't see Newcastle with their away record getting anything from this game. Swansea, comfortable win. Red card, Jan Matt. That pretty much, nullified the game for Newcastle. Montero was ripping him apart just before that anyways, so that was no surprise. Montero he's actually a good player, if he's on it, I mean, he can destroy the player he's against any particular game. Last season with Callum Chambers as well. And so yeah, credit to Swansea. After a great draw at Stamford Bridge, they followed that up with a win. So credit to them. And obviously Mitrovic thinks that's 2 yellows now, so he just might want to calm down a bit, So yeah, either way, also free bonus for Williams. Swansea don't have that bad fixtures, coming up, so he's something maybe worth considering at £5 million. But 9 points, he's a decent player to consider for sure. So yeah. Now with the next result, Watford West Brom 0-0. There wasn't much to say about this. My obviously made considerable number of saves. Watford, look, there's hardly no saves. West Brom didn't really challenge them, but yeah, Myhill got free bonus, and last season I remember he started collecting points for pretty much no reason. People got him for money, and they ended up getting points off him, which kind of pissed me off a bit. But either way, Myhill 10 points. That's a good number of points to get from a goalkeeper. And yeah, Cathcart, I think he's somebody I actually mentioned in one of my videos on Watford players. He's someone definitely worth looking at because he has history of the Premier League, and so yeah, 8 points, decent return for a 4.5 Watford defender. And with West Brom, obviously they bought Rondon, and Berahino might go to Tottenham. I'm not sure because they've rejected an £80 million offer, but it'll be interesting to see what West Brom do. But I think with Tony Pulis, generally teams with a manager like that and defensively quite strong. I mean, even though West Brom fans might not be too glad about the point away at Watford, it's about stacking up the points and eventually they will add up. So yeah. In terms of the West Ham Leicester, you know what? This was a good game to watch because West Ham had come back from a win against Arsenal, and Leicester obviously started very well from this to the season with a 4-2 win against Sunderland. And I think Leicester, to be honest, looked very good, and they actually look really good since maybe the start of this year. Actually, they've been collecting the most number of points or something, and I think it's something on Sky Sports, and it's no surprise because if you see them play, there's a really good chemistry between the players, and with Okazaki, he seems to have fitted in the field perfectly, and Mahrez obviously has been doing very well, getting the goals. To be honest, he's always been a good player. If you watched him I watched him at Arsenal Emirates last season, and definitely a good player. It's just more of he just needs to become inept. He needs to become better at making sure he does the right decisions, and better runs into the box. And that's exactly what he did when Albrighton assisted him for the goal. But a great win for Leicester for sure. And I think with Leicester, they can only go higher and higher right now because um, they must be feeling really confident, right now with the whole situation of they've, despite the manager lost, they've got a new manager in. They're doing well, getting results, getting points, and scoring goals, looking prolific. So definitely good times for Leicester fans. For West Ham, I just think they were pretty close to drawing this game. They weren't that far off, and I see them coming back. I think it's just a kick in the teeth for West Ham fans because maybe they were expecting a lot more. They probably expected better things straight away because they've invested some funds into their team. But I think it takes time. It doesn't just happen miraculously overnight. So I think it's a patient game for West Ham fans. Arsenal, this obviously as an Arsenal fan was a great result. Ward getting free bonus, I don't understand how that worked out because he shouldn't have got free bonus. Yeah, it was a good goal, but free bonus, I mean, I'm not sure about that. But either way, great goal from Giroud. Palace came back and it was a good strike. That can happen in any game. And Palace came back in the game and they had a few chances. Wickham had one, I think Zaha hit the post or something. So they definitely came back, but Arsenal showed a bit of resilience and they got the result with the Sanchez Delaney on goal. And Coquelin, yeah, maybe he should have got sent off. That's debatable. I think some referees, depending on how they play the game and how they kind of distribute the yellow cards throughout the game, because some referees don't want to give yellow cards straight away, whereas some would give it straight away, depending on the severity of the tackle. So it's one of those things that some referees will give a red card and some won't. So but either way, great result for Arsenal anyways because Crystal Palace away is a tough place to go to. And so yeah, Arsenal have obviously kicked off. And I think Crystal Palace fans shouldn't be that disappointed with the result. Oh yeah, it would have been great had they got something. But they did win away in Norwich in game week 1. And I just think that is just more of a continuation thing. Also, yeah, with Man City Chelsea, I think I even said this. I didn't see anything else other than a Man City win. I just said I'll be shocked if Chelsea got something of this game because Man City is really ready for this, desire everything that you want to see kind of from champions. And yeah, 3-0. To be honest, Aguero could have got 4 or 5 goals in this game. It wouldn't have surprised me. And Chelsea, the Ramirez goal was actually onside from my eye, so they were a bit unlucky. And although, yeah, I did expect Man City to win the game, and which they did, and obviously their scoreline is very flattering. Chelsea were actually in this game, and they could have won this game as well in a weird way because if Ramirez goal was given 1-1, Hazard had a great chance, and obviously the goals that Man City did score, the set piece one, Company obviously they shrugged off Ivanovic, and the third goal again, it's just Ivanovic being a bit slow to the ball really, and he's a player that I've never quite liked. I don't think he's that good defensively. I think he's very rash, and but either way, great win for Man City, and yeah, I think a lot of people obviously have got Aguero in. His value has risen to 13.1, which is no surprise. And obviously, Man City kept 2 clean sheets, so people now will be obviously recruiting Man City defenders as well. In terms of the Liverpool game, from the highlights, it's very clear that this goal should not have been given. Coutinho was clearly involved, and he was offside, and Bournemouth had a clear goal. So, in fact, Bournemouth really should be the winners of this game, but and Benteke at the end had a good chance. For Benteke to get free bonus is a bit flattering as well because, I mean, yeah, he scored, but if anything, you know, in this game, the fact that they kept the clean sheet when they didn't, the bonus should be more leaning towards the players in defence for Liverpool, but Benteke got free bonus clearly because he scored the goal, which was the differentiator on the day. So yeah, I mean Liverpool on the day have won. They collected 6 points out of 6, so credit to them. But Bournemouth fans, I think they've got nothing to really worry about at the moment. You know, in both games, I think this is a better performance than the last game for me because they showed that away they can compete with teams that are, you know, that are decent. You know, Liverpool and they are a good team, obviously, and um, I don't think Liverpool still can really finish in the top four. That's my opinion, but um, Bournemouth obviously, with Richie hit the post, they've had they had a few chances, and obviously unlucky to get the goal chalked off. So I just think it's a case of Bournemouth fans having to just kind of forget this result and kind of move to the next. So yeah, in terms of my team now, you know, it's a disappointing week to say the least. Average 44, 29. I always say that if you get average or more, you should always just move on to the week. But it was a disappointing week for sure, and I think it's a bit of me being unlucky, but at the same time, being a few bad decisions with Houlihan on the bench. It's kind of ironic that whenever I'm away at London, so I go to my aunt's house and I actually did my team a bit before that. I end up always like during those weeks making wrong decisions because even last season there was like 2 3 weeks where I had to go out of London and I picked my team just before I go, and I always seem to always make the least optimal team in terms of making sure I get the players with points on my starting 11, but they end up being on the bench. So by the end of the day, it's just down to me. But either way, with O'Shea not starting, Morgan came on, and yeah, I mean, obviously Ozil got points for me and Aguero, but other than that, really everyone else kind of disappointed. And obviously, it could have been a bit different had Richards got the penalty and had Sinclair taken it, and Hazard could have got more points because I do think he had a decent chance. But yeah, disappointing outcome for the week. But these things happen. I've been playing fantasy for now straight for 2 years plus, and obviously some years before that as well. But you know, not as serious. But I know that you can always have bad weeks. It's just more of a case of bouncing back. And I'm someone once I've had a bad week, so below the average traditionally is I do changes. So I've done 2 transfers already, and so yeah, that's how I kind of operate. But either way, this is part of the game. Having some weeks that are disappointing and not up to the mark, but it's always you've got to look at the whole season. You can't look at one particular game week. So if anyone's had a bad week, for instance, don't get too fussed over. And obviously, it's even more bitter when you've got players on the bench that have got points. But that's just a case of your selection improving. You get better, you know, as the season progresses. I think generally because you're kind of out of touch at the start of the season. But either way, I've done changes, so hopefully now the team can perform and at least get more than average. I'm pretty confident that I'm still in a very good situation in my leagues. That's how I look at it, and it's far too early in the season to be really looking at positions right now. We are just 2 game weeks in. There's another 36 left. Before I go, just wanted to say that obviously if you guys have not joined the YouTube League, that do join it. It's there's a video released prior on the channel with the code, so do join that. Also, I think the person that's top right now in our YouTube league is a guy called Nikhil or something, and he's got a considerable number of points compared to the second one. And there's a certain strategy he's employing, which is I've seen a lot of people who do very well in fantasy and actually finish in the top 1% actually use this strategy, and that's kind of taking a hit in transfers. So doing taking minus points for doing extra transfers for a game week, but kind of getting players that have got favourable fixtures for that particular game week. So, example, you know, this upcoming week. I mean, let's just say example. People think that okay, Man United, Newcastle, Man United win. Let's say example, and West Brom, Chelsea. Although Chelsea did lose this game last season, and it was after they won the league title. People could say, okay, you know what? Even though I haven't got many Chelsea players or Man United players, and I think them two have got favourable fixtures, they basically stockpile with them for that particular game week, and they might take a -4 hit, but that could work out if the player gets points. However, 4 points you do cut out. No players ever really guaranteed points. You know, very few players are. Like Aguero might be an exception. But and Suarez for a couple of seasons ago and etc. But 4 points is still a considerable number of points. But this strategy can work, and we've seen people who have employed it in our league, for instance, in our YouTube league, where it does work. So that's just another strategy thing that I thought that's worth mentioning. And if you're totally out of ideas, that might be it's maybe something worth considering. I've never leaned towards that kind of strategy. It's something that maybe because I think I'll have too much regret if I kick out a player who gets points, and you know, I might end up feeling bad that I got a player in when the player that I had actually got points. I just think that for me is more that will hurt me more rather than um, So at the end of the day, I just keep the team how it is. I do the changes, and I generally adopt a strategy where I change a player once I've given him roughly four game, four fixtures roughly. But obviously, sometimes there are exceptions when your team hasn't performed overall, so aka below the average. Um, but either way, I just thought that's worth mentioning that the strategy of kind of stockpiling on players for a particular game week, but also taking a hit. So you're not using a wild card. You're actually using your game week transfers, but taking a -4 hit every time you do an extra transfer than you have available. So yeah, that's my post game week 2 video. Game week 3 will be, I think all the fixtures are on Saturday and Sunday and Monday. So hopefully at some point on Friday night, maybe Saturday morning, but I'll try to get it released tomorrow. And so yeah, obviously another thing that I want to say is for all the people that are watching these videos, if you want to see anything specific, do say so in terms of what you want to see from the channel. And so yeah, let me know, and do comment on any things that you find positive, any points of discussion, anything. So yeah, thanks for watching my video, and we'll talk soon. So yeah, thanks, bye.